You think yourself a victim of a rigged system. How can you be so blind to all the privilege you live with? You think yourself so hated by the populace, claiming you're overlooked, you never heard you have it worse. You cry and you whine about how tough it is being a woman in this day and age. Try being a man if you think it's so great. Try being a man and see how you live. You want the wage, then you pay the price. Want higher pay, and just build your life. Think it ain't fair? Well, no one will care. We do the job, cause no woman dares. You think it's so easy being blue collar, citing 77 cents on the dollar. But most of us ain't no tycoons or tech titans. Most of us down on the drain with the pipe. We die in the job or get killed by the pain. Fix the roads when they're down, but the toilet don't drain. Fix the brunt of abuse when we never complain. Cause men are not victims and your pain is worse. Men are not victims, so we take the blame. Call her culture cause they ask who she with, but act like the victim can't have a dick, then pretend that in prison it doesn't exist. And maybe she's 30 and he's just a boy, but girls have it worse cause all men are perps. And even when half the time you hit us first, insult and demean and devalue our worth. Even when you take our children away, insult and demean and devalue the worth. You get off easy, you're overlooked. We the ones who pay the price for your pain. We the sole reason you lash out again. We the sole reason you have any bank. Approaching your terms so you ain't scared away. Spend half your paycheck for your fancy dates. We the ones who had to grovel away. We the ones always expected to pay. And even we the main ones on the street fill every last corner and 10 you can see. You get some first, you and your child, while men are ignored, thrown out and reviled. You say you don't want to hear about who has it worse. That's convenient of you since you brought it up first. You're so threatened by us that men have a rush, so you go to great lengths just to cover it up. And you say we have power, damn right we do. We got more responsibility than you've ever used. Deny all the time when we suffer more. Deny all the facts that don't align with your view. Deny all the times that the world championed you at the expense of the boys who they booed. Deny all the horrors that we were not spared. Deny the playback that you all don't care. I can live the same life, same way as you. Hear the same words, feel them as true. Look over my shoulder and think that's a view. I can have the same name, play the same game, do the same things, and feel the same pain. I can hold back the tears the same way you do, but I'll never be able to understand you. Cause I never tried to see what you see. I never sat down and held your belief. I never lived life wearing your shoes. I sat in my pain and didn't see yours, cause you did it to me. So I doubled the feud, except that's the truth for you and for me. You listen to me and I'll listen to you. Man, you are a victim of this patriarchal system, and that's just one of our beliefs in misandric feminism. Talk about privilege, man, that's rich. We all got it, that's just it. Don't mean your life as a man can be tough, but you don't know what it's like to be just seen as unstable and able and weak. To be a damn woman in this day and age. Try being a woman if you think it's so great. Try being a woman and see how you live. We do the same job, same way for less pay. You think we ain't asked to fight our own war, to fix our own homes, our own cars, save the day? This world's run by men, everything's done by men. You think it's just down to the choices we make? We have to work harder just to get started. Before you look back and notice you're farther, you use that against us and say that you're stronger. Well, you had a head start for 10 times as longer. We suffer inside, but don't hide from our pain. Clear the messes you make, men the people you make. Face the brunt of abuse, but we never complain. We silent for years and still take the blame. Culture when we speak our truth, cause we disbelieve by men just like you. Who you with, would you, where would you lead him on soon? Never mind, I was 12 when the rapist will shoot. Guess he don't have to face anything that he do. And I'm sorry that boys are getting raped too, but we were the ones who said it could be true. We were the ones who said men could be hurt and boys could be lured by girls who are perps. Even when you're the ones hitting us first, insulting and taking for granted our work. Even when you run away from your kids, insulting and taking for granted their worth. You get off easy, you're off the hook. We the ones blamed for everyone's pain. We the ones making the world a worse place. We the sole reason you can't run away. Getting harassed at the door on the daily. We could get killed by you men if you're angry. Trying to work hard for you and the baby. We the ones who had to survive day to day. You don't want to hear that we have it worse, cause even when you bring up all you've been through, it doesn't compare to our history of abuse. And you think we just sleep our way to the top, play the victim as we fix the man we can use. When we fight for the right to be treated like you, deny all the time when we suffer more. Cover your eyes to our stories of war, misstate all the facts that don't align with your view. Pretend that the world doesn't privilege you at the expense of the girls left behind. Take all our pain until we're left to blame, then you be the victim and hero for game. I can live the same life, same way as you. Hear the same words, feel them as true. Look over my shoulder and think that's a view. I can have the same name, play the same game, do the same things, and feel the same pain. I can hold back the tears the same way you do, but I'll never be able to understand you. Cause I never tried to see what you see. I never sat down and held your belief. I never lived life wearing your shoes. I sat on my pain and didn't see yours, cause you did it to me. So I doubled the view, except that's the truth for you and for me. You listen to me and I'll listen to you.